She is.
I know where I'm gonna be or not be. That's it.
No.
I call to order the regular meeting of the Mount Pleasant City Commission, Monday, December 11th, 2023, at 7 p.m. Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Where's the internet?
The Mount Pleasant City Commission recognizes the Anishinaabe, whose ancestral lands the city stands upon today. We acknowledge the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe and recognize that the three bands of Ojibwe, Saginaw, Black River, and Swan Creek, have resided on this land for over 200 years. Our acknowledgement of the full history of the tribe and our commitment to be good stewards of these ancestral lands are an expression of gratitude and appreciation to those ancestors who came before us. We give thanks to the generous care with which the Anishinaabe and those members of the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe of Michigan have given and continue to give to this land and our community. Clerk, please take the roll.
Commissioner Asman?
Here.
Commissioner Bush?
Here.
Commissioner Chapman?
Here.
Commissioner Ake?
Here.
Commissioner Wingard?
Here.
Vice Mayor Alsteiger?
Here.
Mayor Perschbacher?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, we have a quorum. We're going to continue. There are no proclamations or presentations. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda tonight? I will entertain a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
I move.
Is there a second?
I'll second. Wow.
All right.
Wow, Brian.
All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed, no. The agenda will be presented as is. At this time, we have public input on agenda items. If you're here to speak about something that is on the agenda, you may step to the podium. You'll be asked to state your name and address, and you will be given 5 minutes. If you're joining us by Zoom, you may use the raised hand feature or *9 if you're joining Zoom by phone. You'll be let into the meeting. You'll be asked to state your name and address, and you'll be given 5 minutes. Is there anyone on Zoom?
There is not.
Are there any emails?
There are not.
Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak on an agenda item? Seeing no one coming forward, I'm going to close the public comment and we will move to the receipt of petitions and communications. Manager Dissents.
Receipt of petitions and communications includes the monthly report on police-related citizen complaints received.
All right, we're going to move on to consent items. Commission, are there any consent items you'd like moved into the meeting instead of into the consent?
You have to change your password.
All right, Manager Dissents.
Me earlier.
Consent items this evening includes approval of the minutes from the regular meeting held November 27, 2023, approval of the minutes from the closed session held November 27, 2023, consider award of contracts for the 2024 water treatment chemicals, consider contract with U for the 2024 network switch replacement for $75,752, consider sole source purchase of in-car camera systems, body-worn cameras, and tasers from Axon Enterprise, Inc. for $450,000, consider resolution approving the final amended 2023 operating budget, consider contract with Charter Township of Union for fire protection services, consider motion to cancel the city commission meeting scheduled for December 18, 2023, consider resolution to authorize the finance director to approve the issuances of payrolls and warrants from December 12, 2023 through January 8, 2024. Consider setting the first meeting of 2024 for Monday, January 8, 2024. Consider approval of payrolls and warrants.
Is there a motion to approve the consent items?
I move.
I'll second.
All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed, no. All right, we're moving on. We do not have any public hearings, but we do have new business. And I will hand this over to Vice Mayor Alsteiger.
Thank you. In your packet, you received a sheet that had 5 names on it. 4 of them are new the last one, Brian Hansen, his term was not listed correctly when he was put on the Local Officers Compensation Commission. So this is just correcting that error. Kristen Lalonde was one of 2 candidates that were both excellent candidates for the Chippewa River District Library Board of Trustees, and she accepted the offer. And then for the Downtown Development Authority, there's 3 that had, 2 of them had expirations in a year at the end of 2024, and then 1 had a longer term, and those names, Gavin Frody, Steve Powers, and Jim Holden. And then there's one other additional one that is not on your list because she finally got back to me today after trying to, play phone tag for a bit. This woman attended the Citizens Academy and got interested. First, she applied for, I think, the TIFA board, but then after reading more about it, she thought she might be a better fit for Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec needs people. They've had to cancel a couple meetings due to lack of numbers, but this lady's name is Hannah Martin, and she'll be real happy to join that Parks and Rec board.
Okay, we can either accept the slate as is, we'll entertain a motion for that, or go individual.
I think, sorry. I mean, there is, there are, hearing no, in the absence of challenges, I would recommend that we accept the plate as is and cast a unanimous vote, is it?
Okay. So your motion that we
Single ballot.
accept all as
Yes.
been presented. Is there a second?
Yes.
All right. All those in favor to accept the appointments as presented, say yes. Yes.
Yes.
All those opposed, say no.
No,
You
Okay.
want to discuss people?
I did, but that doesn't work now.
But you had the opportunity, you gave it up.
I didn't know you were gonna make a motion.
I was.
It's all right.
Okay, we're going to move on to announcements on city-related issues and new business. Is there anyone that would like to speak at this time on the commission?
Just got 2 quick things. There's an asset management course that was being put on by or promoted by Michigan Municipal League. I signed up for it. It's free. I think it's like 25 hours across like January, February, and March. So that's out there for my fellow commissioners. And then personal thing for me, the GI Tech program. So Gratiot Isabella Technical Education Center is going to be having their open house on February 1st. Get it in your calendars. I'd love to see you all there. It's in our goals and objectives to have some kind of partnership with them in 2024. So I definitely recommend stopping by if you have time. I don't have a specific time yet, but it's in the evening. Okay.
At this time, I am going to present Commissioner Asman with a gift. This is for your service
Thank you.
as commissioner and
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Do we have, a moment? I would like to say something in the public comment area.
Okay,
Is that okay?
yep, in the announcements.
In the announcements, yes. Okay, so, first of all, I want to say thanks. It's been a pleasure working with you. I'm gonna miss you.
Same.
Sitting next to me, so you're not going to bring the dog, so. But, it's, and thank you for your contribution.
I
Really,
appreciate it.
I have appreciated your,
Same.
your perspective. Moving from there, I would like to propose, I'd like to make this formal. As you probably know, we lost a very important member of our community, Dr. George Ronan. My understanding was that he passed away on Thanksgiving. George was also, apart from being a commissioner here, but he was also my colleague. He was in my college, and he and I served on the Academic Senate for several years. and we served on a number of committees at CMU for, we overlapped tremendously. And I also want to say that, I don't know, he and I went to the same aerobics 5:30 a.m. class, forgotten, probably a whole decade, I don't remember, but George was such a wonderful person. He was insightful. He could be funny in his own quirky ways. He was a human being. George was the type of person that, you wanted to have, if you were in crisis, George would be there to give you a hand. And I think, our community, was made a better place because of George's presence in it. I ran for this position because George wouldn't let me walk away. He kept coming back. And for over 2 years, I kept going like, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to do something else. I'm chairing the Isabella Human Rights Committee. But because he and I had worked at various capacities, he believed that, there was space for me here, in terms of voice and in terms of representation. And I am grateful to George for that. The last time we saw George, I think, that's when we found out, some of us found out he was ill because we thought he was late. He had come in late and he sort of stumbled in here and we're looking at him saying, wait a minute, you need to come this way. And just think about that. George was sick, but George also believed that he had a commitment to this community. So he came despite not feeling too well. That service, that is leadership for me. And that is commitment to, to us. So I'm saying this because I don't know what the city is doing or is going to do. But this is the only opportunity I have, I believe, to say something. And I would like us to hold some space just to honor him with a few seconds of silence, if that's okay. And then the mayor can decide whether, other people want to say something or not. But I'm just simply asking for that, if that's okay.
Yes, we can have a moment of silence for George.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Well said.
Okay. If there's no other announcements, okay, we're going to move on to public comment on agenda and non-agenda items. If anyone is in the chambers tonight that wishes to come forward to speak on agenda or non-agenda items, you'll be asked to come to the podium to state your name and address. Yep. And you'll be given 5 minutes. Is there anyone on Zoom? No? Okay.
Hello, I haven't been here in a few years. I used to come regularly and complain about you, but I haven't done it in a while.
Your name is?
You don't know me. My name is Margin Notstein, and I live at 1361 South Crawford Street, Mount Pleasant. I'm here tonight because I have opinions, and I'm tired of complaining to my husband. So I'm going to complain to someone who might be able to do something about some of these things. There are 3 traffic concerns I would like to bring up. Concern 1 is the turn arrow at North Main and Pickard. The fact that there is no flashing turn arrow is the problem. I've sat at that light when there's no traffic on Main or Pickard, and I'm the only car sitting there, and I can't make a left turn until that arrow decides it's ready to turn green. On one occasion, a lady didn't pull her car up forward enough for the sensor, and we sat there for at least 3 lights, 3 light changes before I finally got out of my car, tapped on her window and said she needed to pull forward a little further, which I'm sure is very safe to do. And so my conclusion is you need to have one. You need to have a flashing light there. Second concern, the no right turn on red sign at Watson and High Street. The sign was put in when the highway was 4 lanes of traffic. Now there's just 1 lane coming from the west. And when the old bridge was there, yes, there was an older bridge, and that sign was there for that older bridge. The old bridge didn't include a walkway on the south side of the road. And visibility was somewhat blocked from Watson, and there were accidents there, so they put the sign in. Since then, the hill has been cut back, the bridge has been removed and installed a new one. You can see much better, and it is a known fact that many cars ignore that sign, including buses and trucks. In fact, the person in front of me tonight turned red on that light. It's not good, I feel, to have useless rules or signs when traffic ignores them because they're so unnecessary. There used to be no turn on red signs on Broadway and Mission, but they were removed years ago. And I think the only conclusion here is to remove that sign and make it so that people can turn right on red. You do it all night long anyway. Concern number 3, Mount Pleasant. I know this is a foregone conclusion, dead issue. I don't care. I'm still going to complain about it. Mount Pleasant has a few dead zones for traffic and streets because of the river. Just no streets in some places. I live in the southwest area of town where there are limited ways to get into town, or go to the farmer's market, or the post office, or Island Park, or the county buildings. And when you live somewhere else in a city and that you don't go that way, it doesn't bother you. But now you want to mess with the traffic flow and remove that curved street between Washington and Mosier and put in a Fancy Dan parking lot. So we're going to mess with that in thousands of cars per day, since I was told that 2,000 cars were found to use that curve, have to jog into town. It adds more cars to the stop sign at Main and Broadway, and that's also where there's a lot more pedestrians and parked cars. It just sounds like an accident waiting to happen. That curve has always been a good bypass for bypassing the city streets. And it works for parades. You could have used it the other night for the lighted parade, or you can use it during homecoming parades. Works really well. So I'm just thinking, is there going to be a new traffic light installed downtown? We used to have traffic lights downtown when my husband worked down there, but they were all removed. They didn't want the expense. And so I think what you're doing now is you're going to spend money to undo, learn that it doesn't work, redo, and we just have this cycle, undo, redo, all the time, over and over and over. And so I'll let you use your COVID money to do the parking lot, build your bathrooms, but please leave the street alone. Thank you.
Thank you. Chris, are there any emails?
There are not.
There are no more emails, okay. We have no work session and no closed session tonight. I will leave it up to the commission on what they would like to do at this time.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, let's go.
All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed, no. All right, we'll
Bye.
see you guys next year.
Yeah.